In with a shout, Wenger of winning the title, Plead of getting the Spurs job. Henry would be no fall guy in the North London derby. Caught that, United, the message from the fans. But would it be Liverpool's title hopes that take a real dive? A red revolution with a blue army as everything begins to slide into place at Stamford Bridge. It might have been Charlton boss Alan Kirbish's birthday, but he didn't expect Fulham to be this generous. Welcome to the Barclaycard English Premier League highlights show. With Chelsea and Manchester United not playing till Sunday, chance for Arsenal to extend their lead at the top in the 133rd North London derby. Kanu was given his first Premiership start of the season in place of Dennis Bergkamp, and that was the only change from the side that beat Dynamo Kiev in midweek. Take a look at that settled side. There'll be plenty of changes next time around when those suspensions kick in. A move up front too for Spurs. The young Helder Postiga replaced Bobby Zamora. And there were two other changes for the visitors. Anthony Gardner recovered from a hamstring strain to replace Gary Doherty. Stefan Dalmau returned in place of Gus Poyet. Arsene Wenger's always concerned about tiredness after matches in Europe. No hiding place in a derby. David Pleat knows that his strikers will have to start communicating with each other. Martin Tyler tells it how it is.
Derby day is underway. Here's Gilberto for Arsenal, who had plenty to do to distract them from the build-up to this in terms of their Champions League campaign and eventual success, thanks to this fella, Ashley Cole, a very late winner against Dynamo Kiev, whereas Tottenham, after spending a little time licking their wounds from losing at home to Bolton 7 days ago, taking on Konchesky. Rico should head him off, and then Fowler makes a bit of illegal contact and Spurs can get out via a free kick. Knew what he was doing, Rico. Even a player as experienced as Ray Parlour rather suckered into that. Toure. Away from Lauren, it'll be a Tottenham throw. Feeling is that Tottenham have just simplified their approach under David Pleat. Certainly, by and large, defended better. Ledley King has a role in the centre of midfield. Here's Robbie Keane. Oh, and in goes Anderton! He looks across to check, and it is delight for Spurs. After just 4 minutes. Hint of a grin from David Pleat, but wide smiles as Darren Anderton finds the ball just rolling right for him. He came in on the stride. That is a surprising scoreline. Shining lights. It's painful for the majority here. Henry looking to hit back, and but for Keller's excellence he would have done. Well, it was arrowing towards the bottom corner. And lining up Tottenham to get it away. Rico. King. Now Keane. He's given it away to Ljungberg. It's a speculative ball. Henry jostling with Carr while the ball was in the air. It's still Henry. Opens up the angle. Parried away by Casey Keller. And Thierry Henry calls for the crowd to start really getting behind Arsenal. He very nearly brought them level, and but for Keller's excellent, you can see the more he came across, the better the shooting chance, the harder the save. Toure. Arsenal starting to camp themselves in Tottenham territory. Haven't lost in the Barclaycard English Premier League since Leeds beat them here in May. Suggestion from one or two Tottenham players that Perez exaggerated this. Tarico took him out. Henry rise up off the wall, but there's going to be a yellow card here for Konchesky. And Aston will get the free kick again. Perez is lining this one up. But it's a left footer. That was the bluff. Certainly fooled the commentator. And Henry's left foot nearly good enough to fool Tottenham. Gilberto. Over Henry this time. Konchesky. Took his time, Lauren. Oh, and Postiga will be in here. What an opportunity for Tottenham to really build a platform at Highbury. That's another little flashpoint with Lehmann not happy with the way Postiga went in, but the young player from Portugal still looking for his first Tottenham goal that he didn't take it after Lauren was dilly-dallying on the far side. Arsenal 8 North London derbies unbeaten. Tottenham's last win 4 years ago yesterday at White Hart Lane. And a long 4 years for those Spurs fans. 5 minutes away from seeing their team leading at least at half-time against the Gunners. Oh, and it might be 2-0. It's another wasteful back pass and another chance for Postiga that he hasn't taken. And Arsenal are very fortunate that they're not further in the mire. Dalmar. Great footwork from him. Konchesky. It looked as though it struck Anderson on the arm, but it's a corner. Awkward for Lehmann. Oh, the punch wasn't a decisive one. King trying to reclaim it for Spurs. Campbell gets it away. Trying so hard to find a telling pass. Or Keane. That must have been close. It's given offside. When the ball was played, I'm not sure that was a correct decision, but it's a break for Arsenal. Keane trying to let it run, but Toure was behind it. Seagull. Halfway through the second half, and Thierry Henry is onside. He's in at Keller, who makes a great stop, but Perez, 1-1. Well, Tottenham hang their heads. Tottenham stood and waited, but there was no flag. Henry looked for goal himself. Great work by Keller. Very unlucky, really, from his point of view. It could not have rolled better for Robert Pires. Bergkamp. Kanu. Henry had made the space by taking the defenders towards him. Freddie Ljungberg. Oh, it's deflected! It's a big stroke of luck for Arsenal, and for Freddie Ljungberg in particular. No wonder Tottenham are stunned. There's been very little between the two teams in this North London derby. Is it going to be decided by the ball looping up there to give Freddie Ljungberg his first Highbury goal since he scored against Spurs whereas a year ago, Stephen Carr, the unlucky Tottenham defender, and Freddie Ljungberg, the fortunate Arsenal scorer. Ricketts, still not over yet. Nabizela. Ashley Cole being challenged in the air at the back post. His clearance only drops for Anderton. Arsenal have won it. They started slowly, they finished strongly, and yet again the spirit is so evident in Arsene Wenger's team. The final score here at Highbury, they have won it by 2-1.
The good positive thing is that we were only 1-0 down at half-time, and our togetherness in the dressing room at half-time, you could feel that the players wanted to revolt. The only question mark I had, will they have the strength, the physical strength, because they gave a lot on Wednesday night, and you could see that today, but they have such a strong determination that they finally got the victory against a very good Tottenham side.
Our lads can go away, they mustn't feel too sorry for themselves, you know, they've got to pick themselves up. It's a disappointment to come here and lose, but I think we scared them.
It's the match that really matters to both clubs wherever they are in the league. It's Liverpool against United coming up after Steve Banyard's first round-up.
This was Gavin McCann's last game before a ban after he was sent off against one North East team last week at Newcastle. In opposition, George Boateng, who along with Gareth Southgate was playing his former club. And he wasn't the only man from the Netherlands Villa had to worry about. Middlesbrough looking to extend their current unbeaten run to 4 matches. Bodo Zenden's first goal since joining the Riverside club on a season's loan from Chelsea. Kudru with the cross. Double Dutch opponents, Villa were looking tongue-tied, and if there's one Borough player eloquent in the language of football, it's got to be Juninho. Zenden into the side netting this time, but Villa had been warned of the men to mark in Steve McLaren's team. With 4 league draws in succession, Villa have been proving hard to beat, but into the second half and after Boateng's initial challenge, Zenden had space to work with and 2 in the box in support. Hendry was desperately racing back to avert the danger, but only served to tangle with Zenden. A penalty was given, so it was Ricketts against Sorensen who'd saved from Shearer last week. Ricketts' first goal and first start in the Barclaycard English Premier League this season, after Malcolm Christie broke a leg in training this week. Hitzelsberger and Vassell were introduced to pep up Villa's play, with their unbeaten home record in real jeopardy. It stayed 2-0 to Borough, but whether Zenden's move ever becomes permanent remains to be seen.
Just here for a loan deal, so there's no strings attached. So in theory I'll be back in London next season, and that's the way the situation is at the moment. And the other thing is I just want to enjoy my time at Borough now, and I'm doing that to the maximum, and I'm really pleased. So what happens after, we just have to see.
If anyone deserved a goal last week, it was JJ Okocha. 3 times he hit the woodwork at White Hart Lane in a dazzling display. The only consolation was that Bolton recorded their first away win of the season. Southampton came to Lancashire off the back of a home defeat to Manchester City, but Antti Niemi was back in goal. Okocha picking up where he left off in London. Last week the bar, this week the flying Finn. Okocha still looking for his first goal of the season. Only Wolves had scored fewer goals than Bolton this season, but it's not for want of trying. Nolan's chipped in with 3, and so too has former Saint Kevin Davies. But it's the Nigerian playmaker fans want to see score. Always capable of something extraordinary, always on alert. When Okocha's on this sort of form, defenders tremble and goalkeepers have to be on their toes. 16 points for Southampton after 11 games is identical to their record this time last season, when they went on to enjoy their best ever Premiership finish. But tracking Bolton's midfield runners was quite a task. Unfortunately for Bolton, Stelios Giannakopoulos had wandered offside. Someone up there was smiling on Southampton, For Bolton, a bit of a Greek tragedy, having finally found a way past Niemi. The lead characters had so far been Okocha and Niemi, but for the final act, understudies were brought on. Giannakopoulos was replaced by Pedersen, Davies by Mario Jardel. A critical miss, maybe, but the Brazilian was soon centre stage once more as Bolton prepared to take a late free kick. Fans had seen the former Sporting Lisbon striker pushed in the box. Tensions were reaching breaking point. Jardel had thrown Graham Lasso to the ground, his marking presumably a little too tight for comfort, and Michael Svensson had taken the law into his own hands. Jardel saw yellow. Southampton felt there'd been a little too much play acting, but Svensson had already been booked. Southampton would end the game with 10 men, but both teams took a point.
We often puffed for a while, but then, you know, we got some good pressure on the opposition, and finally when we got good opportunities, we got some great quality out of JJ. I thought he was going to break his duck with the quality of the finishes.
It wasn't just the floodlights suffering a lack of power at Portsmouth. A delayed kick-off was just a minor irritation for bottom club Leeds, as they had only one recognised striker in their side. Alan Smith's usual partner, Mark Viduka, didn't travel after a bust-up with Peter Reid at training on Friday. To see if they'd sink or swim on the south coast was Rob Palmer.
Stoke, full of enthusiasm as always. Jody Morris. Johnson to Morris. Leeds not the most lovable opponents in town. Ball comes back to Berger. They've decided to take a slide placement approach rather than the big burly blast. Conditions for Robinson to deal with. Swerves vigorously as well. Stefanovic scores. Another hammer blow for Peter Reid and Leeds United. Bojan Stevanovic's first goal in the English Premiership for 5 years. Stevanovic throwing the headers at both ends of the field. Leeds have to respond positively and quickly. It's Johnson. Smith is through. Smith's onside. And Smith scores! Well, if there's one man that's going to play for the bench, it's Alan Smith. Johnson cut through the defence, and Smith must score. Smith now for Leeds United. Taking on all comers. A bit of help. There's a great chance, and Shaka Hislop spills it. And it did put in Smith was offside. Well done, Seth Johnson. Sheringham wins the header. Yakubu to Stone. Kelly. O'Neill! Glorious goal on his Premiership big start. Gary O'Neill is the name, and he scored with virtually the final kick of the first half. Jody Morris just having got into the flow of things today. There's Hayden Fox leading the charge. Oh, slippery fingers cost Leeds nearly. Fox is wider, you know, staying up there. And now the game looks beyond Leeds United. It was a swing up, and that was disappointing. Sherwood. Berger. Rise the challenges, Patrick Berger. On to O'Neill, looking for a second. Leeds United concede 4 yet again. It's dreadful. It's dramatic. It's desperate for Leeds United. Berger runs through. Graham helps him. Berger's through.
performing defensive unit in the Premiership. Knife through butter. Take time, gentlemen, please. O'Neill, still at the back of his mind. Headline hat-trick goal. I don't think the headlines are going to be about Portsmouth. Alas, as Robinson makes a great save, but it's not enough. It's sixth. The Leeds United ship is sinking. Look, down it goes in Portsmouth Harbour. Lindsay, shambolic defending. Robinson made a wonderful save. That's not enough when you have no cover. The whistle goes. And is it at the end of the Reed reign? Managers are judged on results. Leeds United have just lost their last 5 games in a row. His team have conceded 6. He disappears down the tunnel and he may not be seen again.
I'm not sure the players, understand what a really difficult situation we're in. And if we don't battle and roll our sleeves up, we're going to be in real big trouble. And I'm hoping that's a kick up the backside for them, because it was very, very poor.
There's no one I like better in football than Reedy. He's one of football's great characters. But unfortunately, you send a team out there, and once they cross that white line, there's nothing you can do. He's picked the best team he's got available today, and there's nothing more he can do. If players don't perform, you can bring who you want in to manage them, and it's not going to make any difference. Reed is, if anyone's going to get him out of trouble, it'll be Peter Reed.
The Midlands derby kicked off the weekend's action. Birmingham's Robbie Savage was back to mix it in midfield, having been out for 2 games. A happy reunion for 2 former Manchester United defenders. Dennis Irwin won't have been slow in coming forward with his ideas of his former teammates' tactics. Steve Banyard was at a tense Molineux.
From Cunningham, Everson! Fantastic try, and an excellent save by Mike Taylor. Stefan Everson really caught hold of that. And the header off the line by Damian Johnson. Wolves asking the questions at the moment. Fratton coming forward, and the header off the line by Damian Johnson. Here's Everson, camera waiting, chance still possibly, turned away by Birmingham in the end, but a real scramble. Here's Clements for Dunn. David Dunn, naturally attack-minded player. He's pulled the defenders away, he's got Forsell, who got tripped maybe. Dunn tries the shot. Forsell appealing to Graham Barber that he maybe got caught inside the area. Did he just get caught by the trailing leg of Alex Ray there? Now Dugarry, running freely enough. Forsell, away from one, shooting chance, and the opening goal from Mikhail Forsell. And 2 defenders not enough to contain Forsell, who slides the ball underneath the body of Michael Oakes. Mistake by Hughes has led to this Wolves attack. Kennedy towards Everson, and was there a handball there? There might have been a push, frankly. Might have been a handball by Everson, in fact, but it was after he got a little nudge in the back off the left elbow of Clapham. Camera's flick, and Butler misses it. It's Henri Camera, and it's over the line, and it's Stefan Everson with the equaliser. By hook or by crook, they finally forced it in. And here for Henry Cameron. They can pull it back, and Everson has missed it. What a chance!
It was a tough game, very competitive, and you know, I just felt that we shaded it on the chances, and maybe on another day they go in. But you know, derby game and the atmosphere and everything else, I'm sure both sets of fans will be pleased with the point.
Liverpool, having already lost to Chelsea and Arsenal at home, knew that defeat against Manchester United would put any lingering title hopes out of sight. Diego Forlan, the man from Uruguay who made the Scousers cry with his goals here last season, has 4 in his last 4 games for Fergie. Liverpool's attack is still without Michael Owen, who hasn't recovered from his ankle injury, but there's no place up front to start with for the new young French star, Cinema Pongoli. Alex Ferguson looked to Giggs to support Van Nistelrooy and Forlan up front. Both Nevilles were needed to add backbone in defence and midfield. It was a game they dare not lose. That applied to Gerard Houllier too, who's still determined to stick to his season's game plan, whatever the opposition. It's been a good week for Sir Alex, who expects to sign a new 3.5-year extension to his contract in the next few days. An impeccable minute's silence, as expected at Anfield on Remembrance Sunday. John Helm was at Anfield for us.
Spitzer found himself through here. Brilliant running. The fullback's good. Surely just might get in. No, it's taken away by Sylvester just when it seemed that Elhans just was about to pull the trigger and put Liverpool ahead. Spitzer went all the way there, but it missed out Teskew. It just prodded off his toe end. Most of the good league players come from Liverpool. Gerrard with a swish of the right boot. He manages to find Danny Murphy here. Kewell's on the outside. Here he is, the Australian, Kewell. Liverpool with 3 in the centre. United have at least 6 back there. Kewell goes for the goal and it fizzes over the top. Decent enough try for this one from Harry Kewell, who's on 48 goals in the Premier League. And on the right foot here, he just puts it too high over the top of Howard's net. It took Manchester United an awful long time to get going in the first half. They want to make more of an impact now, although it's Kewell looking to make impact for Liverpool with a raking shot, the best moment of the game undoubtedly. Kewell's shot, it was going in and Howard had to take action to fist it away. Well, that was a moment. Oh, it was Dudek, it was Forlan, and lightning nearly struck twice. Ryan Giggs can't believe it, but Jerzy Dudek there would have been haunted again. Excellent reactionary stop from the pole, Dudek though. Watching orchestrating. Prodding the ball forward. Giggs swinging it across. Nistelrooy went straight in from Ryan Giggs. The presence of Van Nistelrooy was crucial. He went across the unsighted Dudek, and Ryan Giggs scores for Manchester United at Anfield. And there it goes, no touch from anybody, but Ryan Giggs gives Manchester United a precious advantage at Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. He celebrates every Manchester United goal in the same way. Here is Joffa. How about a goal from him? They might change their opinions then. It's Kewell. It's Harry Kewell, and a fine save by Tim Howard. Yet again proving what an excellent shot stopper he is, but Kewell's been the only Liverpool man to trouble him all day. I think that's 4 efforts on goal from Kewell. Forlan enjoying a starting place in the United lineup again. He'll be forward, so is Keane, so is Fortune, so is Van Nistelrooy. It's a cross by Forlan, and there's still an opportunity here. Ryan Giggs, and it's in again. Giggs is the match winner today for Manchester United. Ferguson chose to clever movement, and Pongol is in with a decent ball here. Kewell, 2-1. The left boot of Harry Kewell dispatches the ball into the United net. It's over the 7th goal Manchester have conceded all season. Pongol played his part in that, and Harry Kewell had to be the scorer of the Liverpool goal today, because he's the only one who's troubled Tim Howard. Liverpool's game has always been about passing, but the fans are a little frustrated as they pass it around in defence. They want them up in the other half of the field. There is time for them yet, especially with Gerrard. Oh, it's great action. It's Pongol! Is this a penalty? No, it is not. The referee says no penalty. Liverpool's players are horrified by the decision. But here goes Pongol, Cinema Pongol. Ferdinand a touch on it, Howard in there too. And the referee, who is behind the play, but will say he probably had a good view of it, said no penalty, to the horror of everybody in Liverpool. Oh, and a giveaway by Traore, and United have 3 forward here. Fletcher can't pick out Van Nistelrooy, though. What a chance spurned there by Manchester United, and a last chance maybe for Liverpool to get a reprieve. Kewell here has been excellent today. He'll run at them. He'll launch it in there, and it's across to O'Shea, who will clear surely. Only as far as Steve Finnan. He'll look which way to go. Joining in is Murphy. Great ball, Heskey! What a save, Howard. What a miss, Heskey. In fact, Howard didn't make the save. It's a miss kick. Emil Heskey, on 99 goals in his career, had the chance to be the day's hero for Liverpool and fluffed his lines.
I thought they were better side in the first half. I thought that they played with a conviction that we didn't match. I thought we lacked confidence in their play for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe Liverpool having a good start to the game put us on our back foot. But the second half we were more like ourselves. We played well in the second half. In equal terms, once we went 2-0 in front, all of a sudden Liverpool started to play well. And it was, as you say, it was a nail-biting finish.
I'm disappointed by the result, but not by the effort of the players. And don't forget, it's on the back of a game that we had in a quagmire in Bucharest. And that game probably took a bit of our freshness out today.
We didn't perform first half. We knew that. We didn't keep the ball enough, and they had the better of the first half. We knew that we could improve second half, and I think that's what we did.
Still to come later, all the action from Stamford Bridge, where no one's missing a trick. First, here's Steve again.
Charlton Athletic are flying high. Victory against Birmingham last Monday extended their unbeaten run to 5 games in the Premiership. Matt Holland's 2 goals earned the Addicts their 4th win on the road. The only disappointment has been home form, although even that's not been too disheartening for first-team coach Mervyn Day.
Although we've only won 1 game, we beat Liverpool, we lost a close game to Man U, and we drew with Arsenal. So if you actually look a little bit deeper in just the bare statistics of, 1-1, drawn 2, lost 2, you can see some of the sides we've played have been right at the top of the league.
In September, Charlton was struggling at the wrong end of the table. Now, in a remarkable turnaround, they're producing the kind of form that could see them challenging for a European place.
Over the last sort of 5 or 6 weeks, we've worked very, very hard, both on the pitch and in training, and they're getting their rewards now.
Chris Coleman's Fulham were the visitors to the Valley this weekend. Defying the odds, the Cottagers have made a great start, and their attacking abilities away from home have caught several clubs by surprise.
If we're a little bit too gung-ho early on, we can get hurt against Fulham, because I'm sure 1 or 2 other teams, including Manchester United, who I think Fulham's last away game, they went there and took the sting out of Man U and hit them 3-1 on the break, and we're giving them a lot of respect because of that.
The teams were side by side in the table coming into the match, and both had the chance to climb to 4th on what was Alan Kirbishley's 46th birthday. Louis Sahar had scored in Fulham's dramatic 2-1 defeat to Liverpool to put him on 6th for the season. But would anyone find a way past Dean Kiley? His form against Birmingham had been breathtaking. Commentary from Martin Fisher.
Perry. Now Parker. And this is Kishishev once more.
Finding Jensen, who has lost Clark and has picked out Johansson. Lisby in the middle if he can find him. And it might still fall for Stewart. And Charlton in front. Jensen and Johansson opened up Fulham. And Stewart provides the finish. Stopped in his tracks by Mark Fish, and here's Scott Parker. Urged to have a go, he does. And that's why they told him to shoot. It's Ryderson who has possession once more, looking for Johansson. It'll fall as far as Jensen, who beats the challenge of Clark. Still might fall invitingly for Parker. He's obviously been told to have a dig whenever he gets the opportunity. Johansson able to have a clear header across, Knight making it difficult for Ewell, and the shot comes in, it's a goal! And it's not Johansson that's scored it! His first of the season. And that might just confirm the 3 points for Alan Kerish's men. Well, Bonicel didn't challenge, that enabled Johansson to nod it across when it came off Ewell's chest. How about that for a finish? That's what they're after. And the Barclaycard English Premier League table would make excellent reading. That's a bit short by Melville, and Johansson is in! And it's 3-0 to Charlton. And the man that has been unable to score all season gets 2 in an afternoon. Having set up their first goal, it's an absolute nightmare between Van der Sar and Melville, two players of vast experience. Two defeats on the spin, a heavy one today. Injuries. Might get a bit tough from now on. And they're in again. And it's off the post from Jason Ewell. And Bryant to deliver. Still not away. Legwinski. And Davis has got one back for Fulham. It's been that kind of day, hasn't it, really? Legwinski hits both posts, and the man that's on hand to shove it home is the man that is back in a Fulham shirt for the first time this season. And a victory today that takes them fourth in the Barclaycard English Premier League.
The key for us, I think, is we've always had the target of let's make sure we're in the Premier League. Last couple of seasons we've reached it quite early with 8-9 games to go, and we've switched off for whatever reason. Last year we had a problem with centre halves, we lost all our defenders. This year, if we do manage to get or preserve our status, if you like, early on, we need to make sure we're in a position to push on and see how far we can go.
Hands up all those who know City's latest Danish keeper, but will Stur Ellegaard follow in Schmeichel's footsteps? The home fans know all about former favourite Paul Dickoff, but was he back with Leicester to haunt the club that he'd helped win promotion? Ian Crocker is your commentator.
Barton now, and it suddenly opens up here. And Ian Walker is called upon. They'll be rather concerned with the way that Joey Barton was allowed to roam then. Here's Distan. Bounced off one shot, and Paul Dickoff trying to get away. Referee's made a good advantage here because Stewart has taken it up on Leicester's behalf. Oh, he's gone for goal! He's found goal! It's a superb start for Leicester. Jordan Stewart took this up, and nobody else was going to get a look in. And a fabulous finish as well. Barton now, here's one shot. shop in there, and it's Anelka who ends up in an almighty tangle with Walker and Howie. But sadly for City, the ball ends up in the side of the net rather than the back of it. Is it intervened? Now Impey, that's a crafty little ball in towards Paul Dickoff, who has Distan close by. Is it's cross, and the penalty is given as Distan left Dickoff grounded. Well, this is what happened. That was the initial tangle between Distan and Dickoff, and then Distan gave him a bit more, prompting the penalty. Here it comes. And there it goes. Paul Dickoff has scored against his former club. Leicester City are singing in the rain. Scowcroft. They're on the prowl again. It's Impey. Is it's cross? Is a cracker! Marcus Bent gets in on the act. It is 3-0 to Leicester City. All credit to Leicester, but Manchester City have been awful. Osveld. Anelka. It's wide. On another day, you'd have fancied him to bury it. But this has not been his day. It's not been anyone's day connected with Manchester City.
That was important for us that we won it, that we built on the win made at Blackburn last week, because that was a massive game for us, and obviously to come here, but we're looking obviously to nick something, but to win 3-0 is a fantastic result for everybody to do the Leicester.
We went at the races, and I think a fair few players now have got a fair few days to think about that and whether they really earned the money out there today. And I think they'll, if they're fair and honest and true to themselves, they'll say no, they didn't.
There's a real belief at Stamford Bridge that Chelsea have become championship material in double quick time. Would Newcastle, after a tough European game on Thursday evening, be able to keep pace? Chelsea's biggest crowd of the season just can't wait for the next goal rush. Frank Lampard, an ever-present in the Premiership, will have been amazed to be playing with the same side that he played with that beat Lazio. There's no changes for the first time this season, as Claudio Ranieri gave the biggest hint yet that he just about knows his best side. A rare start for Newcastle's Portuguese star Viana. Shearer's throat infection kept the captain out of the team at the 11th hour. Racked by injuries, Newcastle would be without the likes of Dyer and Bellamy and rely on Amiobi to lead the line alone. There was the warmest of greetings from the man from Rome before he took on England's eternal optimist. Ian Darke was going to enjoy this one.
Darke, who scored that wonderful solo goal against Lazio in midweek. Duff again. Crespo's waiting at the back post, so is Lampard. Lampard's let a flick on. And the Newcastle defending not altogether convincing. It's Damien Duff, and very well held indeed by Shay Given. Decent effort that was by Duff. He had to go down low, Given. Mutu. Interesting ball around the edge of the box. The movement was good. It's come out here to Bridge. Crespo couldn't reach it. Glenn Johnson on the back post. Has done it. Glenn Johnson scores for Chelsea, and it's his first ever goal in the Premiership. No stopping that from the 19-year-old. Almost took the back of the net off. Bowyer. Vaiana trying to get in behind here, and there's a great chance here for Newcastle United, and they really should have equalised through Laurent Robert. This ball just seemed to catch them out completely, the bounce, and Robert, good save. It's Johnson. Too wide, Johnson, good-looking ball in, and Duff, great opportunity, and yes, Hernan Crespo scores his first goal at Stamford Bridge. 2-0 Chelsea. Duff took his time, got it wrong really, but Crespo knew the way to goal. His 6th goal for Chelsea, but the first at the Bridge. Newcastle had come so close, and they might again here. Again, Robert was in there. He couldn't make anything of it. And here, Mutu's away. He can make it 3. It's Adrien Mutu. And the ball's still loose as well. The referee, as he pointed to the spot here, as Mutu's gone down, it looks like it. Newcastle protest. O'Brien is going to get the red card for the challenge. It was a professional foul, that much is certain, and O'Brien has to go for that. But was the offence outside the box? It's Lampard against Gibbon, and it's 3-0. He just hit it so hard that Gibbon, even though it was pretty close to him, had no chance. Hasn't scored for 16 months, Luar. And it would be a surprise if he got one today in these kind of circumstances. Oh, Gibbon's given that straight to Damien Duff. It's still Duff. It's still Duff. Oh! How about that? Magnificent. Gibbon made a present of the ball to him, and Damien Duff still had plenty to do, but my goodness me, how he did it.